Good day, everyone. So here again, I am Sir Joseph Sisikson and welcome to Computer Programming class. Okay, now without further ado, I hope you start your day with a morning prayer. So let's move on to our day 2 of our week 2. But before that, I prepared here a technos or what we call techno trivia, no? A short trivia. Now, did you know that flowchart wasn't originally created for computer programming? Okay? So yung flowchart ay hindi siya agad-agad or hindi siya ginawa or in-invent para sa computer programming. Okay? Flowcharts used to visually represent processes and algorithms that were introduced in the early 1920s by industrial engineers Frank and Lillian Gilbreth. Their flow process chart was presented to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, or ASME, in 1921. The concept gained traction in industrial engineering and was later adopted for businesses and computer science. So dito na nagkaroon ng flow charting na tinatawag sa mga processes, especially sa computer processes. No? Gumawa na tayo ng mga flow charts. Now, let's discuss the computer architecture. Okay, what is a computer architecture? Okay, so by here, computer architecture is a specification detailing how a set of software and hardware technology standards interact to form a computer system or block diagram that describes the system inside a computer. So basically, a computer architecture refers to how a computer system is designed and what technologies it is compatible with. It is likened to the art of determining the needs of the user, the system, the technology, and creating a logical design and standard based on those requirements. Now, all computers have computer architecture, okay, in order to describe a set of rules and methods that describes the functionality, organization, and implementation of its computer system. Now, I have here an example of a basic computer architecture. And a good example of computer architecture is the von Neumann architecture. So, si von Neumann yung gumawa nito, which is still used by most uh, types of computer nowadays. Okay? Yung mga madalas nating nakikitang computer ay mayroong ganitong computer architecture. This was proposed by the mathematician Jan von Neumann in 1945, and it describes the design of an electronic computer with its CPU, okay, or central processing unit, which includes the arithmetic logic unit and control unit. Meron din ditong registers pero hindi na siya naka-include sa ating diagram, no? And memory for data and instructions, an input and output interface, and external storage function. Okay, so ito yung mga mayroon sa basic computer architecture. Now, let us discuss. No, isa-isa natin sila. Now, let's have the input and output devices first. Now, what are input devices? This refers to the peripherals or hardware, no, or any means that can be used to give or insert data into the system. So, ito yung kumukuha ng data based on our interaction as a user, no? So tayong user, nag-interact tayo sa mga devices na to, and these devices gather those data na ginawa ni user and then transmit those data or insert those data to our system. And sir, ano-ano ba yung mga data na nakukuha natin, no? Data are images, commands, and other things which the computer analyzes or converts to electrical signal, no? That the computer can understand. For example, yung webcam, yung game controller, yung barcode, no? Kinukuha ng barcode yung mga yung code doon sa may bar, no? Yung may mga specific number yan, letters, or meaning yung bawat bar doon, no? Kaya barcode ang tawag doon. Also, the microphone, yung audio natin, yung sound, yung vibration, ang ginagawa ng microphone ay kino-convert nito yung mga vibration ng sound and turns it into an electrical signal na binibigay doon sa ating system na para matransmit yung ah, data or yung sound na binibigay ng user. Same with the scanner, keyboard, mouse, and other input devices. So any interaction that we do in these devices was inserted into the system, and the system process it using the central processing unit kung ano ang gustong gawin ni user. Okay? Now, let's move to the output devices. Ano ba yung output devices na to? These are the devices or the peripherals that can convert data from a computer language into the image, picture, sound, or word print that humans can understand. So basically, output hardwares are the hardware component that convey information from a computer to the user in a human understandable format. Like for example, I use the input devices to click something, okay, from the screen, no? So I give the signal to our or I give the data to our input devices, which is yung mouse, and then the data was inserted to the system, to the computer, by converting those data into electrical signal. So pagdating dun sa may system, electrical signal na siya na naiintindihan ni computer. Then after that, si computer na intindihan na yung ating signal, yung ating message, yung ating command, pinaprocess niya ito and then ginagawa niya yung mga kailangang i-process. Ginagawa niya yung mga kailangan niyang gawin. And then after that, gustong ipakita or kailangan natin makita yung output ng ginawa ng computer. But, in this case, in our own understandable format. Like for example, visual or yung mga picture na makikita natin sa output device. Like for example, yung monitor, makikita natin yung output, yung command natin. Like, i-print out mo tong sa something na to sa screen. No? So, using these output devices na na-process ni computer, kino-convert niya naman ito into visual or yung image. No? Pwede rin auditory. Meron din tayong speakers na kino-convert yung electrical signals ni computer papunta sa mga speakers and nagke-create ng vibration na nagpo-produce ng sound na identifiable ng human. Same with the headphones. Okay? And they essentially display or produce the results of the computer's processing. So, example lang ito ng mga output device. Meron tayo yung printer, monitor, speaker, headphones, projector. Pinoproject niya yung mga images or videos, no? And also plotter. This is plotter. Now, this is used for a printing tarpaulin. Okay? So, yun yung mga examples na output devices. There are so many output devices that are available. Pero hindi ko lang siya mabigay as an example dahil hindi nga kakasya dito sa ating slides. Okay? Now, what is the system unit? Okay? System unit naman is composed of many different parts inside it. Okay? So, maraming parts yung nandoon sa system unit, but we're going to focus on the essential part only. Okay? So, we have here 3 essential parts. Okay. Number 1 is the control unit, which is responsible for telling the computer's memory, arithmetic or logic unit, and input and output devices on how to respond to a program's instruction. So ito yung nagko-control kung saan pupunta yung data, saan mapapadpad yung process data, mapupunta ba siya sa output devices, mapupunta ba siya sa ah, arithmetic unit, mapupunta ba siya sa memory unit, no? So siya yung parang uh, traffic police or traffic enforcer. And its job is to manage and coordinate all the operations happening inside the computer. No, so it fetch the instruction from the memory, it decodes them, figures out what they really mean, and then it directs the other parts of the computer to perform the specific instruction. It doesn't actually do any calculation itself. Wala siyang kina-calculate dyan, no? Parang dinedecode niya lang and then ina-identify niya kung anong part ng computer yung kailangan itong data na to, no? So, basically ito yung taga-control talaga ng flow, no? It makes sure that everything runs in the correct order, no? Para silang mga traffic enforcer, no? O ikaw, dito ka muna. O ikaw, wait lang, wag kang papasok. Kailangan muna nitong data na to, okay? So, parang ganun yung ginagawa ng ating control unit. Now, for the arithmetic or logic unit, this is the calculator, no? And it is responsible in performing arithmetic and bitwise logical operation on integer binary numbers. Okay? So, itong bitwise, ito yung binary, yung true or false, no? Integer binary. And this is, as I have said, calculator and the decision maker of the computer. The ALU performs all the arithmetic operations like yung mga mathematical operations natin, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And also logical operators, no? Yung pagko-compare ng two numbers to see which one is greater than the other or if they are equally, no? And when the control unit tells it to do this or calculate this, the ALU crunches the numbers and makes simple true or false decision. So yun yung purpose ni arithmetic or logic unit. Now, moving on to the system unit or rather the memory unit. Okay? So this part is where the instructions or data are stored. No, think of it as the computer's short-term memory. Okay, so ito yung parang panandaliang memory nila. And this is where the computer temporarily stores the data and the instruction that is currently using or needs to access quickly. No, anong pinagkaiba naman nito, sir, sa mga long-term storage like for example yung mga hard drive, no? The memory unit, often called as the RAM or random access memory, it is super fast, no? Sobrang bilis nito. And allowing the control unit and ALU to grab the information almost instantly. However, usually whatever is stored here is lost when the computer is turned off. Okay? So kung anong instruction mo dito last time, pag in-off mo yung computer, mawawala na yung instruction na yun. Unlike the long-term storage, no, yung mga hard drive and solid state drive, no, kapag may instruction ka na i-save itong file na ito, i-stay mo lang siya dyan, after you turn off the computer, the file will remains there, no, even after turning it off. Okay? Now, these three parts are constantly working together in a lightning fast cycle, no? To execute all the programs and tasks that you ask your computer to do. Okay? So, silang tatlo ay instantly yung pag-work together nila. And lagi silang nagwo-work together. Kapag may isa sa kanila ang nawala, most probably your system will fail. No? So, magkakaroon ng problem sa inyong computer and it will not run smoothly. Okay? And possibly, magka-blue screen or black screen. No? Or hindi talaga siya mag-run at all. Okay? Now, moving on to the basic setup. No? So we have here the basic setup, the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the wirings, no, yung mga connections niya. And your input devices are your keyboard and mouse. So sila yung input mo, sila yung ginagamit mo to give information doon sa computer natin. Your output devices naman are the images you see on your monitor or the soft copy data that can be saved in a flash memory drive or the hard disk drive. Okay? So flash memory drives also belongs to memory unit ng ating computer architecture that functions also as your hard drive or SSD or solid state drive. Okay? Now let's take a look at what's inside your system unit. Okay? So your system unit is the enclosure. Ito yung lalagyan, no? Yung parang casing tower that houses all the main interior components such as yung motherboard. Ito yung nandito na part, yung parang color green, no? Central processing unit, random access memory or yung RAM na tinatawag natin kanina sa memory unit. Also the LAN card, yung pinagkakabitan ng LAN cable para sa internet. Video card are just optional and this makes your graphics much more high definition. Okay? Pero ano lang siya, optional lang yan. Okay? So hindi siya required, no? May built-in video card yung ating mga motherboard, no? Wherein mababa lang naman yung video card na yun. Enough to display information and to display the basic functions of a computer. And also the hard disk drive, also known as the memory unit. Okay, yung HHD. Okay, so yun yung mga nakalagay sa ating system unit. Okay? Now, for your activity 1, I want you to prepare a 1/2 crosswise. Okay? So, 1/2 crosswise, it can be yellow pad. It can be the white paper. Okay lang yon. And then, don't forget to write your name, your grade and section, and the date today. Okay? If you are done preparing the paper, I want you to copy and answer the question. And you're going to submit your paper after the class. Okay? Now, here are the question. What do you think are the advantages of knowing computer architecture? Copy it and answer it. Number 2. How can you apply it as a regular computer user? Okay? Copy it and answer it. Now, let's have our closing prayer after that. Okay?